releases, DVD rentals, and more here on The Movie Talk on KWDC 93.5 FM.
You are listening to The Movie Talk Show. Today is Wednesday, so we're going to be talking about directors, and for this month it has been Stanley Kubrick. This is going to be our last show for Stanley Kubrick. But before we get into it, I just want to say, how are you guys? To the guys on the booth, it's Paul Besto, Alton Henry, and Ben Mendes.
Yeah. Listening. Guys, I'm super excited. I actually bought my tickets for Avengers Age of Ultron, and I'm going to watch that tomorrow, so I'm going to give you guys on Friday.
Are you going to watch the double feature?
Definitely. I'm watching double feature. It's 3D, both the Avenger first one and the second one. Plus, I might get some cool prizes, and I might give out some prizes here on the radio show if you guys follow us on Twitter. So some things I might get is like a poster or like some 3D glasses. I actually went last year to the Winter Soldier event, and they gave out. I got a 3D version of Captain America glasses. They're pretty cool. I'm super excited. Are you guys watching this movie this weekend?
I was thinking about seeing it maybe tomorrow night. If not, and if I don't have time, I'll probably. I'm thinking at some point I have to watch it.
Definitely.
During the weekend.
Yeah,
but
it's a movie you got to watch.
Yeah, but it all depends how my schedule is around.
Yeah. A fun fact. Actually, right now, around the United States, they're doing a 72-hour Marvel movie marathon, like in different select theaters, where they're showing from Iron Man 1 all the way to leading up to the new Avengers. So it's like 72 hours, 3 days of just Marvel movies. And I don't know, I couldn't do that. Could you guys probably?
I could not do that.
I probably could. I was able to watch a whole TV. I probably could.
That's 3 days in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I've done that. I mean, I watched a whole TV show that had like 112 episodes. It took me like 4 days to watch it.
You know what? I've done that too. I'll be real.
I've
binge watched
4 to 5
Netflix.
days to watch it. Yeah.
But this is like in a building though. Like you have to watch like these movies are taking place
This
in
is
like
a movie theater.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to. Well, okay. Well, I
Bring
don't
your
know. I
pajamas
don't know
or
where you got
anything.
to shower for 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
people are spending like to say
Is it
it's
just-
72 hours.
But is it back to back to back to back?
Yes, back to back to back.
Like no 2-3 hour breaks or nothing like that.
I'm assuming like probably like a 30-minute break, but I mean, how many?
That's
there's like
crazy.
well,
That's crazy.
there's like
I wonder.
countless-
No, they'll
yeah.
have to have a built-in porta potty.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Take-
into the
yeah.
into the seats at the theater.
Yeah, it's AMC
Yeah.
theaters and
That'd
it's
be disgusting.
That would be gross.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
I read it. I actually was gonna be on to do that, but then there's none around this area. The only one I saw was like in LA. That's the only one I saw. It's AMC but I'm super excited for that that news.
I wouldn't want to do that either, just because like some of the first Marvel superhero movies were not that great.
Right,
Like I didn't like Captain America or Thor. I'll be totally honest.
Really?
Winter Soldier was dope.
Uh-huh.
Thor 2 I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't
because
really
there's so many plot holes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I that really bugs me.
I didn't enjoy Iron Man 2 very much. I didn't really enjoy.
He created
Yeah.
a different element, and then
Yeah.
it's a triangle. Like what?
So I guess if you're a
You
big
know.
Marvel fan, you could definitely
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I don't care what's the problem with this. I'll still like it.
Yeah, hardcore
Yeah.
Marvel fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big comic book nerd, but
72 hours.
I'm still I have a high standard for my movies.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's just a little announcement there. So stay tuned on Friday. Our first news we want to talk about is 21 Jump Street is actually moving forward with their franchise in that they're doing a female.
Yeah, all female cast.
Yes, and during the Sony leaks, it was said that maybe Men in Black and 21 Jump Street could be a thing, and it looks like it's gonna happen.
What do you mean
So-
thing?
so-
Like just
so
like an all-female
Basically,
cast
yeah.
or,
Instead
or
of
crossover?
instead of Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, it's 2 women leads.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
I'm not sure if they cross over, but then there's also rumors of a Men in Black
Yeah.
version of this, and also an
Look-
Expendables
Yeah.
version. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think about these movies, and what movies do you think would be better or more interesting to watch with, like, if they changed
Female leads.
they changed it to female leads.
I'm more curious with the Expendables all-female leads there, because one, you don't really advertise a lot of female action stars, so
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest,
Yeah,
I'll
that'd
be
be
more
cool.
interested
Lucy
in watching
Lawless,
that.
maybe one of those.
Oh,
I mean,
that'd be cool.
maybe like get the Charlie's Angels women and then Sigourney Weaver and all that, but which they're getting
Yeah.
to that age now.
And
where
then
they
the
can't-
newer ones,
Yeah.
like Saoirse Ronan is
I mean, yeah, Sarah Sirona,
Yeah.
who did Hannah.
Yeah.
What's that what's that girl's name who was in Haywire and she was
she was a.
she was
I
also
can't
in
remember.
Fear 6.
I can't remember her name.
Her name's like Gina something.
Torres.
Yeah, or,
I don't know.
Zero or something.
I don't
And
know.
then-
A lot of girls
then
creep
Jennifer
up, you know.
Lawrence.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what movies do you guys think
And
would be cool?
Gabrielle Union.
Well, they
Yeah.
are, like you said, they are making a Ghostbusters female, you know,
Yeah.
with Melissa McCartney. That's pretty cool. But something I
Well,
want to bring back.
I don't know if it's cool because like it's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Why do you want to change up the Ghostbusters? Like,
Well, they are making a guys.
who are you gonna call? Like,
Who you gonna call?
yeah,
Female
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
yeah.
But they are. The whole trend is now is like the whole whole universe thing. So they're starting a whole Ghostbusters universe. So and other than a female, they're also doing a male Ghostbusters, and then it's just a big thing. But I would think, how about an all superhero female team for like a girl?
Yeah, like
That'd be kind of cool too, right?
in the DC ones, they have Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, that comic.
They should
I heard
definitely
it,
have.
no.
It's Black Canary, Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl, so a few other people.
A few more
Vixen.
superhero
I'd be
girls.
looking forward to watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, what other movies do you guys think? Paul,
As
you got one where you know,
Like an all
I
female
was,
cast.
Yeah, I was
basically.
joking around before. I
I'm
would
still
like,
I'm still thinking about that Expendables.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all female.
Expendables.
I'm not
Because
looking
I
forward
really
to
think
those movies, but like a female cast.
because I have to
That'd be
admit,
awesome.
like even though the Expendables now
Mm-hmm.
they suck.
Yeah,
They suck. I mean, it was a nice attempt, but if you'd done that like 15 years ago, they would have been a better
because they were
movie.
actually bigger stars back in those
Yeah,
20 years
yeah.
ago.
I mean, it was cool to have all those guys in there, but the one thing, actually, there was two things that really got me was one, how they were able to use CGI in some parts where you could use practical effects on it. If you don't have the budget to do an explosion real life, then I wouldn't even do it at all.
Definitely.
Okay, I wouldn't even do it at
Right.
all. That part.
But I feel like they did have the budget to do it. They
Yeah, I
just
feel like they
didn't do
did.
it.
Yeah, I feel like they did, but they just didn't
Yeah.
do it, and it irritated me that they had CGI. When I first saw it, it irritated me. Then
Yeah.
you have all those guys in there. Then you didn't. Then the movie's like only like 90 minutes. You didn't have enough time to actually feel up to the actors that you really want.
Yeah.
The show and the film. And so that was a downer. Out of all those guys, I'm a huge Jet Li fan, and you only saw him.
Yeah.
You only saw him like 20 minutes and throughout the whole like first movie. Then the second movie, he parachuted out of the movie, which I I got mad.
Yeah, no,
which,
it's
which I
ridiculous.
never think you could do that. But then in the third movie, he's only in there. You'll see snapshots of him
Right,
in it. So
right.
he didn't even.
So
need
so
to
what
do it.
other movies would you like to see with like a
Female.
a gender reversal?
Mm,
I was thinking like The Hangover. They kind of did it with Bridesmaids.
Yeah,
you know,
I was thinking
but
about
there's not really a
I'm thinking
a
more-
dynamic like The Hangover.
I'm thinking more of the buddy cop category, where you always see like.
So
it's
like
always-
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, well, 21 Jump Street, Lethal Weapon.
Oh, like Lethal
franchise.
Like a
Weapon.
female-
Yeah,
Lethal
something like Lethal
Weapon
Weapon
kinda thing.
franchise. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, like have something like that.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'd really like to see?
What?
A Magic Mike. You know.
Roll.
No, I don't-
Magic Mike reverse.
I don't.
female.
I don't think so. I think no. I think
Boom,
I think there's plenty of films that deal with women
Already
being,
do it.
stripped-
Yeah,
doing
that's
that-
one
of the
doing that
things
kind
people
of
say.
stuff,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
There's
good-
not enough men
good
movies
point.
to do that, so I don't. That's unnecessary.
That is
That's
a very good point.
Plus, you have something else, but I'm not gonna mention it. No.
Another thing news today is that people were going up in arms about the new Joker
Oh, man,
photo.
we've talked about this
Yeah,
to death, man.
but actually, it's confirmed that today. Well, it's not confirmed, but it's said that this is not actually the real Joker style.
oh, that's not how he's gonna
No,
be.
no.
in
No.
I bet the reason why they did it because they saw that a lot of people did not really like.
That's what I
the
think. I think it's a
photo.
theory. Like,
so
yeah.
they're trying to come up with a different way to actually look at that.
Mhm.
I thought it was photoshopped
Really,
at first.
Yeah, it just looks.
It looked fake.
I just think it's
Yeah.
like a conspiracy theory. They put it out there, and if people were for or against it, and if people were against it or for it, they would go ahead and put it. But
I mean, I actually like
yeah.
the idea that you were telling me about the Joker was able to peel his face off,
Mhm.
and I thought that was
Right.
The
really.
new 52.
Yeah,
They should
yeah.
have gone that route.
Yeah,
That'd
right.
been Cool.
Yeah,
But-
we were talking a little bit about the newest origins yesterday about
Yeah.
the Joker, but I think they should leave it ambiguous. You know what I mean? I think that's a better
Yeah.
Joker. Well, anyway, that's our opening segment. But let's right after this break, we're gonna be heading into Stanley Kubrick, and we'll be discussing Eyes Wide Shut and Barry Lyndon. So, stay tuned.
That sound means it's done.
Huh?
Don't throw that out the window.
What else am I supposed to do with it?
Can it?
You can it.
No, I mean can it. Like put it in a trash can.
Oh, but there aren't any trash cans around here.
Well, a plastic bag in the car can double as a trash can. See? It's easy.
Huh. So, like, when you take a smoke break, you know what you can do with that cigarette butt?
Can it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, and when you chew gum, you know what you can do with that wrapper? Can it?
Oh, and when you walk Sparky and he does his business, you know what you can do?
Can it?
That's right, can it.
Oh, and like when your poker buddies come over and you're all talking and eating chips, you know what you can do? Can it?
Yeah. Hey, what does that have to do with litter?
Litter can wash into storm drains and pollute our neighborhoods and beaches. To talk trash, call 1-888-CLEAN-LA. A message from Project Pollution Prevention.
Red Defender, you've got to help us. Mole Man has fired his darkening missile towards the sun. It'll put the world in shadow.
Don't worry. Too late to catch the missile. I'll just fly quickly around the Earth in reverse time.
The Red Defender begins to circle the Earth faster and faster until his momentum literally changes Earth's rotation on its axis.
I'm back, citizens. No need to thank me. Strange. It's dark in the middle of the afternoon. And where is everyone? You, old man, with a flashlight.
I was young just a minute ago.
I must have gone the wrong way and sped up time. Whoops. Sorry about that.
Saving the world isn't easy. Saving a life is. Just 1 pint of blood can save up to 3 lives. To find out more, go to bloodsaves.com. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Complicated. Sumo wrestling when you only weigh 90 pounds.
Uncomplicated. Giving a gift to a worthy cause.
Complicated. Playing Beethoven's Fifth Symphony with a ukulele.
Uncomplicated. Using your financial resources to help others.
Complicated. Duplicating Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel with a paint roller.
Uncomplicated. Donating stock to the American Heart Association. It's not as difficult as it seems. In fact, it's a simple process, and you receive a charitable income tax deduction. Plus, if you make a donation before December 31st, you'll quickly receive the benefits of your gift. To learn more about the advantages of donating stock to the American Heart Association, call 1-800-242-8721. Take stock in life.
Complicated. Driving a herd of longhorn steer with a riding lawnmower.
Uncomplicated. Helping give someone a second chance at life.
Movie releases, DVD rentals, and more here on The Movie Talk on KWDC 93.5 FM.
And we are back.
That's
This is
Imperial
the-
March, right? That's the Imperial
Yeah.
Imperial March from Star Wars. I
Man,
love that song.
you interrupted me, man.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna go. This is the movie talk show. You know, come on.
No.
Excited,
It's
man.
all good. Anyway, we're talking about directors today. Stanley Kubrick, who we've been focusing on for this month, and we're on his the last 2 films, Barry Lyndon and Eyes Wide Shut. So first, let's talk about Barry Lyndon. So Paul, do you have a little synopsis logline for us?
Yeah, I'll give you the logline from IMDb. So, this movie was made in 1975, and it is about an Irish rogue who wins the heart of a rich widow and assumes her dead husband's aristocratic position in 18th century England. So, this isn't his last film, like his last 2, but it's after,
Yeah.
I think it's after The Shining.
No, it
right?
was before The Shining. It was May 1975.
Would you say it's one of his, like,
Before.
I don't want to say least
I
known,
think
but
it's,
like,
it's his most underappreciated.
yeah, so I was
film.
going to say, like,
It
probably-
won 3 Oscars: cinematography,
Yeah.
costume design, and one more, but I can't remember. Yeah, but it was appreciated critically, but
Definitely,
it's
yeah.
not one of his more famous ones. But it's a really beautiful film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like the best way to explain it is it's like separated into 2 parts, and part 1 is it's about Redmond Barry, who flees London after believing he will be punished for murder after he challenges a captain to a duel, and then part 2 is Redmond Barry's name change to Barry Lyndon when he marries Lady Lyndon, a woman of great wealth. And yeah, so I thought that was
Right.
The 2 parts are
So in the actual film, there's moments where on screen it's just black and then white words. It's written part 1. and it says something like the rise of like Barry Lyndon or something like that, something along those lines. And then part 2, same thing, like the fall basically of Barry Lyndon.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like the Count of Monte Cristo in a way. Like the story's completely different, but the characters, like their transformation. And part 1, like Edmond Dantes is like imprisoned, and then part 2 he gets his revenge.
Yeah, and it's also said that in the movie you can see that there's hints that he directed the moon landing in this movie too. No, I'm just messing with you. Every movie is Stanley Kubrick.
I was like, what?
No.
As far as conspiracy theories,
he wanted
Barry
to make
Lyndon
Napoleon though.
Is there any?
Yeah, he did.
But then he did Barry Lyndon instead.
There isn't really any conspiracy.
No,
theories
is there any background kind of things in this movie? Like any conspiracy theories in this movie?
Oh, not conspiracy theories.
Not
any background?
It's pretty straightforward.
Maybe just hidden messages. But
Yeah.
It's mostly famous from its cinematography. Like it's
Okay.
the lenses. I guess NASA manufactured some of the lenses, and they used a Zeiss lens, with an f-stop of like 0.7, which is like a really lets in a lot of light. So for the candlelit scenes,
I guess I heard they also used natural lighting for this movie.
Yeah, that's
Where was it filmed? Do you guys know where was it filmed?
You can look it up on IMDb.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes,
I'm wondering.
It's in somewhere in Ireland.
Ireland.
Okay.
A lot of the shots, the rolling plains, they show a lot of that, but also all over Europe actually. Just like because they actually follow Barry all over Europe. And let's talk about Barry Lyndon, the character, a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's a very interesting character.
It's a character study. Yeah.
So we start off in the beginning of the film. Barry Lyndon is like a country boy, he like working on his father's farm. In the beginning, they introduce. I really like the way the opening scene is basically a wide shot
of a
duel.
That's supposed to be his father.
Yeah. It says there's a narrator, and basically there's a wide shot, and there's 2 men pointing pistols at each other, right? And then the narrator basically says that Barry Lyndon's father would have been like a good man, a great man, if he hadn't died in a duel, and then he gets shot.
Yeah,
and I just like that. That really grabs your attention when you're watching, because you're like, okay, what's going on? And then boom, open with that. But yeah, so Barry Lyndon, it's a farmer boy, and then he has this weird relationship with his cousin. He's kind of courting her. This is a 1700s takes place. That's
okay, I was wondering because these I'm looking at
normal back then.
Yeah, which is still kind of weird. Yeah. But so it starts off with that, and she basically ends up trying to marry this captain in the British Army, and Barry challenges him to a duel, and
I challenge you to a duel.
So he wins the duel, but he doesn't kill the guy, so he flees, and he ends up almost accidentally joining the British Army himself.
Really?
Well, he does join the British Army, but he does it.
Leaves.
Almost,
The way it happens.
He's just like, I might as well. Like, I don't really have any options. I don't have any money at all. So, British Army it is. And then in the beginning, he's very much like a boy. And he goes on and do the army and the experiences and fighting. He becomes kind of a man. And his cousin that was the first love interest kind of tells him beforehand, like, why would I marry you? You're a boy.
So it's like I started from the bottom, now we're here kind of story. He rises up to fame kind of thing?
That's a...
To quote Mr.
He starts from the bottom and then he makes his way even lower.
Okay, rising up the ladder in the ranks to, society, I guess.
Yeah.
Those are good stories element. Does he fall? Right. Is it like the typical, then he falls from grace kind of thing?
Right.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, the weirdest thing about this movie that I kind of enjoy because I like thinking about is when he changes his name to Barry Lyndon, why does he take the last name? The last name of
his
woman?
Wife.
His name is Redmond Barry, and then he changes it to Barry.
But her
Lyndon.
Her last name is
basically.
Lyndon.
I think it's because he wants like a lordship type title, so the name Lyndon carries weight, right? Because the guy who had it beforehand was a lord, and then he dies, and then Barry comes along, marries his wife, and now he has money, but he doesn't have the title which he wants.
Right.
Yep.
I'm looking at the costume design here, and it looks really cool.
Won an Oscar.
Yeah, he's won an Oscar for costume design.
Supposedly they used real uniforms for some scenes. Yeah,
interesting.
I was looking that up.
He's like straight up like powder face and like dot on your face, kind of like like you see it all the time in parody form, but it's actually how it was back in the the 1700s, I believe. Or
Yeah, this movie takes place in the
1700s.
1700s, late
Wow.
1700s.
These are really good. Your book is really interesting, man. You got all these different.
So Ben is looking at the Stanley Kubrick Archives, a very interesting book that you should check out.
Yeah, if you guys listen to us, we've been referencing this book all this month because he has a book based on Stanley Kubrick's, projects, and this looks really, really informative of all the stuff that he's talking about.
Goes very.
What did you think
in-depth.
about the music, by the way, of the movie?
It was very
Victorian.
Yeah, very fitting, and almost it carried like even when moments were happy, right? It didn't let it fool you because you know that it's going off the deep end. You know what I mean? Like it's Barry Lyndon isn't exactly a happy movie. It ends tragically.
Yeah.
And the song is Sarah Band by Handel, and it's a classical song, and it's kind of the theme in the soundtrack. It's like the one that gets played the most, and it's pretty good.
So you said like
very fitting.
at the end he has a tragic ending like that. Is it kind of like a Hamlet kind of?
We should talk about that because it's a really cool ending.
Well, let's go through the film.
Okay, yeah.
So I left off with he joins the British Army, and what happens is that he fights and whatnot, and his friend dies, and then he says instead of spending 6 years like my contract says, he deserts the British Army. He steals a messenger's uniform and stuff like that, and his papers, and he goes. He wants to go to Holland because it's neutral territory. So he's riding to Holland, and then he gets found out by the Prussian army, who's an ally of the British. He gets found out by the Prussian army, and he gets forced into joining the Prussian army. All right,
he's all over the place.
Yeah, so he joins two armies, and he ends up deserting both armies. He ends up deserting the Prussian army too. And we should talk a little bit about how he does that. Paul, you want to talk a little bit about that?
What?
How he deserts the Prussian army.
I think I
yeah.
it's been a
So
while, but
this general he ends up getting on the good sides of this general or lieutenant or commander, and he saves his life. And so he gives him the assignment that, hey, I'll give you like money if you spy on this guy who we think is
right, and then he ends up
is
working for
Irish,
them. Yeah.
right? And Barry Lyndon is Irish. So there's this guy who's I'm getting the signal for taking a break. All right, we'll be right back with more Stanley Kubrick and Barry Lyndon, and then we'll talk about Eyes Wide Shut right after these short messages.
So, it's my first day to be a big brother. Wait, so what am I going to do with this little guy? Maybe I'll take him to a movie. No, not big enough. A museum. No. I'll take him to a carnival. Yeah, we can go on a Ferris wheel, or a roller coaster, or a plane ride, or hot air ballooning. It's got to be big. It's got to be huge.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Hey, Alex. I'm Felipe. So, what do you want to do today?
I was thinking maybe watch the game on TV.
Yeah, cool. I was thinking that too.
When you're a mentor, it doesn't matter what you do. See a movie, play catch, or just go for a walk. The important thing is spending time together. A little of your time means a lot to a kid.
This is Laura Bush. Help America's youth. Be a friend. Be a mentor. Just be there.
To be a mentor, go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org. That's bigbrothersbigsisters.org. A public service message brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
Bring the ball up. See the court, baby. See the court. Let's go. See the open man. Go past that.
Listen carefully.
Yeah! Okay, get back. Play some food.
What do you hear?
Good beats. Yes!
Do you know what that is?
No, that's right. Okay.
That's the sound of someone being there. The sound of someone caring about a kid.
Good shot. Yes! Yes!
That's the sound of a mentor. See a movie together, play catch, or just hang out. The important thing is spending time together. A little of your time means a lot to a kid.
This is Laura Bush. Help America's youth. Be a friend. Be a mentor. Just be there.
To be a mentor, go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org. That's bigbrothersbigsisters.org. A public service message brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bruce Hornsby. You know the expression practice makes perfect? Well, it certainly is true in music. And practicing music is one of the most valuable ways a student can spend his time, or her time. A young person who studies music reinforces teamwork, communication skills, self-discipline, and creativity. All qualities kids need to be successful in their other schoolwork. Parents, think about encouraging your kids to try out several instruments at school until they find the one that they really like, the one that really clicks for them. Get to know the school's music teacher and encourage your child to join school music ensembles. And please don't forget that your kids all have an instrument that's free and sounds wonderful, their voices.
A PSA brought to you by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, and the National Anthem Project, the campaign to restore America's voice through music education. Music, part of a sound education.
Movie releases, DVD rentals, and more here on The Movie Talk on KWDC 93.5 FM.
And we are back. You're listening to the Movie Talk Show right here on KWDC. We're on our segment for directors today, talking about Stanley Kubrick. We were just in the middle of Barry Lyndon. So, we left off with Barry Lyndon.
Previously on Barry Lyndon.
Well, we left off in the middle of like a synopsis, and we're talking about how Barry Lyndon deserted the Prussian army. So he meets, he's spying for this guy, and he's supposed to like pretend that he can't speak any English, and then he's overcome with like this wave of emotion because he's been forced into the Prussian army, and he's starting to hate these guys. You know what I mean?
And this is like his first emotional moment in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
He gets robbed in the beginning. His lover goes away, and he's not really.
He gets
We
rejected.
don't really get
basically.
the feels for it until like now, when he's like his life is over.
Yeah.
Until he meets Lady Lyndon, of course.
Right. But yeah, so he meets Chevalier, I think is the.
Right.
Yeah, it's a dude with an eye patch.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
If you watch the movie, he stands out. It's a really cool character. But yeah, so he has this wave of emotion, and then he basically, instead of playing along as a spy, he says, "Hey, I'm Irish." And I'm like, this is my life right now, and he breaks down in front of this guy. And the guy, he doesn't know for sure if the other guy is actually a spy. So he is a spy, and he's Irish too. So he breaks down as well. I really like that scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
It's kind of funny, but it's also kind of heartwarming at the same time.
Yeah.
And then they make a plan, and he
like,
deserts the Prussian army.
No. But then when he works for him, he when they play cards, he bets with cards, and he makes them cheat.
Yeah, so they have a whole
out.
system when they're playing cards of a way to cheat. So he's like in the film, he's Chevalier's like servant sort of. That's his role for a little while. But they're best buds by now.
Yeah.
So. They're playing cards, and then every time he like wipes the table, it means that the other hand has like diamonds or something like that. Or if
there's some code.
He asks
to
what
it.
they come up with a code, and it's a nice little touch.
How long is this movie by any chance? Like,
it's very long.
Yeah,
that's why we have a lot to explain.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the whole thing.
Yeah,
because people out there want to watch it.
It's
you know
a
what I'm
long
saying?
movie. It's 3 hours long. It's
with an intermission. There
is an intermission.
Wow. Do you guys think this could be a rebooted? Like
no,
Hollywood? I mean,
no way. No one else could make this movie.
It would be a shame to remake any Stanley Kubrick film.
Yeah, is there any? That's my question. Do you think is there any Stanley Kubrick movie that has been been Hollywood remixed?
Lolita.
Lolita.
Lolita's been remade.
Oh, okay, when was that released? But it wasn't good though, right? I bet. As the original one.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah,
but I heard it was okay.
I haven't seen either actually, but yeah.
Yeah, because Stanley Kubrick has had
the thing. Let's focus a little bit for a second on Kubrick and his style. Like no one else could make this movie because it's a movie that
not like he can.
Yeah, not like he can. It's a movie that's filled with extravagance, but
every shot is like a painting.
Yeah, every shot is a painting. Exactly. Every frame.
There's no way you can explain it.
Yeah, every frame is a painting, and no one else could do it like Kubrick did it.
It's a 3-hour movie. Wow.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long.
Is it like some kind of?
It's probably his longest movie. Second would be Spartacus. Then.
Spartacus.
Yes, that was considered to be an epic too.
I was thinking they could probably even remake The Shining. That could be like a public.
They
remake.
did that with the show, and I heard it was horrible.
Yeah. Oh, duh. What am I thinking? Sorry. But it sounds like a really good movie. He said, I want to go to the ending because it's a really good show.
Oh yeah, it's like the duel with.
Yeah. Explain a little bit about the ending.
First of all, we got to say that Barry Lyndon gets the name from Lyndon because he marries this wealthy woman, and she already has a son. So he marries her. He has a stepson, and the stepson never likes him, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't wish him well. So in the end, what happens basically? Actually, I should say another thing that Barry Lyndon and Lady Lyndon have their own son together, right? And basically their son.
What about Lord Lyndon?
It's like a soap opera.
Lord Lyndon died because he was old. Basically.
Lady and Lord
Yeah.
Lyndon.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a soap opera.
So Barry and Lady Lyndon's son dies because he was loved too much. Which is really sad because they gave him whatever he wanted. He wanted a horse. Tragedy strikes.
Yeah.
Dang.
And then what happens is that stuff happens. And then
Yeah, we don't
stuff
wanna
happens.
spoil it.
Yeah,
But there's a duel between Barry Lyndon and his son and his stepson, and it gets very intense because
it's really messed up. I want to like.
Barry
go
Lyndon
in
doesn't
depth
take the
with it.
shot though. Like
Yeah, okay,
But
so-
why not?
so
I was
let-
gonna ask you why.
It's so
doesn't he
messed
take
up.
the
Okay,
shot?
so here's what happens. The stepson challenges him to a duel. He says, "I demand satisfaction."
Yeah.
Right. And so Barry says, "Fine." And he's in the middle of grief. His son just died. He's like, "Whatever." Like.
I don't want to fight.
He's like, I'll die. I don't care at this point, right?
He's
That's
like
that's what I
lost-
think.
he's lost everything.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
think that he's kind of going through. So then, what happens is the stepson has the first shot, and his gun misfires. So
Wow.
he shoots the ground, right? And then Barry Lyndon, first he's pointing the gun at the stepson, and then he just points it away at the ground and shoots. And then the guys over there are like to the stepson, have you had your satisfaction? He pointed at the ground. He didn't shoot at you, right? And the stepson, he's just like, nah, I demand my satisfaction. So he goes on and he shoots Barry Lyndon in the leg,
Wow.
right? And Barry Lyndon, he has to cut off his leg to survive.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah.
did he do it himself or did he?
No, a doctor did it.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
I only seen the movie once.
Yeah,
It's been a
messed
while.
up.
You know what? I haven't seen the movie, but that's like an iconic scene where he has like one leg, I think.
Yeah, at the end, so he only has
That's really how
one leg.
that's it in the end.
Yeah, that's it. And then
it's an odd ending.
And then his stepson basically takes over the estate, with his mother, Lady Lyndon,
and they're in debt.
and they're super in debt. And then
Tragic
Barry,
ending, right?
Barry Lyndon goes off to America, and then it ends.
But I can explain it a little
yes.
bit.
It's kinda sad. Yeah.
Well, Kubrick's goal was to preserve the natural feeling of the interiors as much as he could, and he succeeded in that, I think. And there's a line in the film, much like in Eyes Wide Shut, where the protagonist delivers a great line that makes up the entire film. And Barry Lyndon says, "At last, we are the sport of destiny." And I feel like this line really rings in true because every decision is carefully recorded, much like a chess game, which also was a significant thing in Kubrick's life. So it really, the repeated slow zoom and zooms that serve to situate the character with spatial awareness interrupts their situation. So there's camera zooms, depending on when he's in the war and when he's not in the war. And it's really a contemplation of the human endeavor to battle the loss of innocence of man.
Okay. Alton, I saw you scanning through the computer. Is there anything that stood out to you in the description?
Not really. I mean, unfortunately, I only saw the movie once, so I can't really.
All 3 hours of it.
Yeah, all 3 hours. Yeah, all 3 hours of it, and it's been a while. I'll have to watch the movie again.
Anything that really stood out to you with your first viewing?
No, well,
the leg chop scenes. The shooting of the leg, I guess.
Well, I guess the only thing I could really remember is probably that first duel scene where I just think of the cinematography in there was really amazing.
Yeah.
That scene. It really looks like a painting.
Mhm.
That's what I give it on it. But I heard that it's kind of his underappreciated film.
Right.
How about who's the actor who plays this guy named Barry Lyndon? How about that?
Ryan
O'Neal.
Has he been done? What other movies has he done? Maybe besides Barry Lyndon.
I can't think
Never
of
heard
off
of
the top of
Brian.
my head.
I know it. I don't want to be wrong, but I think I know. I don't want to be wrong, so I don't want to say it.
Tell
Wrong
your guess.
on the
What's
radio.
your
I
guess?
think it's a car movie.
Okay.
A card? What?
A car, like it's a.
Oh, car.
Oh, car movie. Okay.
I can't think of the name right now though.
Well, he was in Knight of Cups with Tom Cruise, and And
is he still alive, by the way? I mean,
I guess he's in Malibu Most Wanted. Hey, did he
What?
Did he play the dad at Malibu Most Wanted?
I don't know. Oh, well, he did. Okay, anyway, well, that's about it for Barry Lyndon. After this break, we'll be moving on to Stanley Kubrick's final film, one that's in the Guinness Book of World Records for one of the longest ones to shoot. So stay tuned for Eyes Wide Shut.
When you're pregnant, there are a lot of things you can't control, like the sex of your baby.
Looks like you're having a boy.
Or all the changes to your body.
I guess I won't be wearing these pants anymore.
You can't even control how you feel sometimes.
I've got to have a bacon sandwich with strawberries right now.
But although many aspects of your pregnancy remain uncertain, there are some things you may have control over. Quitting smoking is one of them. Deciding not to smoke while pregnant is the first step you can take to reduce the risks of premature delivery, low birth weight, childhood asthma, SIDS, and other problems. It's one of the most important things you can do for your baby's health. We can help you learn to quit. Call Great Start at 1-866-66-START because you have enough surprises already.
Oh my gosh.
You're listening to the Bradford Report with KWDC News Team.
Brought to you by the American Legacy
The voice of
Foundation and the Ad
Stockton.
Council.
Just now, another kid dropped out of school. There's one every 20 seconds. Over 200 kids an hour. That adds up to nearly 5,000 kids every school day.
If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. But there is someone who can change that. And that someone is you. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. So make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because the path to success or failure starts long before graduation day. And the difference between a graduate and a dropout could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Psst. Hey, kid, over here, inside your radio. Name's Ralph. I'm an energy hog. That's right, an energy hog. So what? Hey, if you humans are gonna waste energy in your homes, I, for one, am gonna pig out on it. Is that so wrong? Anyway, sorry to interrupt your precious radio time and all, but I got a deal for you. There's a new website called energyhog.org, and even though it's got all kinds of cool games and stuff, even though your friends tell you how cool it is, promise you won't log on. Listen, energyhog.org teaches kids how to get rid of us energy hogs. The nerve. So look, promise you won't log on to energyhog.org, and I promise I won't eat your radio. Deal? Oh, and hey, if you want to be a real pal, open your windows and turn on the air conditioner at the same time. Yeah. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Movie releases, DVD rentals, and more here on The Movie Talk on KWDC 93.5 FM.
And we are back. This is the Movie Talk Show. And we are talking about Eyes Wide Shut right now. We just talked about Barry Lyndon. This is our special with Stanley Kubrick. We're talking about directors.
Our last special, actually, from Stanley Kubrick.
Special for Stanley Kubrick. Next month, we'll be talking about Tarantino.
Yes, we got lots of that.
Yeah,
you know.
love Tarantino. Anyway, Eyes Wide Shut. Paul, you want to give us a little log
All right, so being the last Kubrick film in his filmography before his death, it's Eyes Wide Shut. And the film follows protagonist Bill Hartford on a surreal journey that basically investigates the happy marriage. And Hartford is on this journey of self-discovery after his wife tells him she might have cheated on him one night. And I think this film is another underrated classic, but we should discuss.
And it stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in this.
Who were married at the time.
Yeah, which is also very interesting.
Yeah, actually, Stanley Kubrick was looking specifically for actors who were a couple.
Okay.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
It was released in 1999.
Maybe this movie reevaluated their.
Actually, they got a divorce.
They got a divorce afterwards.
But it's cool because this movie is very abstract, and it's basically like a David Lynch movie that David Lynch never made.
I bet he wishes.
It's very surreal, and there's often times when the viewer is questioned, with reality, between reality and fantasy.
Yeah, so give us a quick synopsis of the of the movie?
He did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He did.
Is that it?
Yeah.
The slow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could give you another one if you want.
No, you know why? Because I'm looking at this picture there for the page. I'm like, whoa.
We'll get into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that.
So, yeah.
Definitely. Excuse
Eyes
me,
Wide Shut
people.
definitely delves very heavily into sexuality, marriage, monogamy.
Like what defines a relationship,
polygamy.
male and female sexuality,
Yep,
and
yep. So
how
that's-
sex is viewed.
It's not a kid's film.
It's a
people.
very mature
Yeah.
film.
And Kubrick also uses masks again, like in Clockwork Orange.
Right.
Alex is wearing a mask, and this one, masks really play a key role. And the film is a commentary of the roles we have in life. We play like the loving wife, the father, the teacher, and these masks give us our identity, but they're also shielding us from who we really are, people with animal-like desires. And in the first poster right here, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It's a picture of Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, but it looks like they're masks.
Yeah, so their eyes are like cut out.
And I thought that was a really cool poster, but I guess they didn't use that one. But
Yeah, it
it's
is a
interesting
cool
to see that in the archives.
Wow. These photos are very interesting.
Yeah,
They sounded
Sorry,
say
viewers.
more enthusiastic. Oh, wow, this poster's so cool.
Wow. Very, very interesting.
There's really one line in this film that kind of makes up everything. Like I was talking about Barry Lyndon, and that one line that made up his whole film. And the one line here is when Tom Cruise, Bill Hartford, in the very end, he says, "Dreams are not just dreams," and that means there's moments in our life in which we live as the dreamer with desire, and the other in a harsh reality. I think Kubrick's exploration of the American marriage of failure is the lack of communication with the partner and what they have between one another. So it's weird because the character, the Bill, he walks around New York for like 2 days in the same exact spot,
Right.
contemplating like what is he going to do next after his
Yeah,
wife has told
after-
him
yeah.
she's cheated on him. And so I want to ask you guys about that. Like,
Have you ever been cheated on before?
what was that?
Have you ever been cheated on before? That's the question.
Well, would you walk around in circles and for 2 days? You know.
Well,
You kind of us in the same
so basically the
environments.
character is, has these thoughts combating in his mind
Mhm.
about what he should do with his relationship with his wife, and that's why he's walking around
So
the entire
he
time. And
just-
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to comment on the shot that Kubrick used for this. It's Tom Cruise, and he's just like on a treadmill with a background projector,
Yeah.
displaying
Oh.
New York City, and the way that it looks on camera,
Looks
on film,
dreamlike.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
like he's
really
in a-
cool
he's
looking.
in a dream, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the title of the movie means? Eyes Wide Shut. What is that reference? Do you think?
I found like
yeah,
there was a
it's a
phrase
good
for
question.
it somewhere. Hold on.
I kind of thought like
Eyes Wide Shut.
you might be looking at everything, but you don't understand it.
Yeah,
or
in a way,
something
like you're closing your eyes to
to-
what's actually happening,
Yeah.
and you're kind of playing.
But you-
that's why
you
the
can be a
masks
part
are
of it.
important. Yeah. like,
Yeah.
it's- But then with with Bill Hartford walking around, and it goes back to the myth and the Minotaur and the labyrinth.
Wow.
With The Shining again, he's walking. It's like a maze, and he's questioned. In the beginning, he's questioned to follow a rainbow, and he follows this rainbow into a deeper place, and then he finds a shop called the Rainbow.
Okay.
And he gets this costume, and then he's invited to this exotic party, which we can't give away.
It's a family show.
Mostly, but it's crazy. Like what happens after he comes out of it is like his family's threatened. He can't talk about it, and he's so confused.
Right.
Are there any references to like his older movies or like any conspiracies in this one particular? Or?
Yeah.
There's a big thing with the Illuminati, right, Alton?
Well, there was a big thing about the Illuminati where it's supposedly it's like a thing where they worship like the devil,
Okay.
like Lucifer. There's some things about that where they mention. Actually, not even mention. They
Reference?
show.
They show.
Like specific symbols in the background. There's a symbol that they show during the dinner party scene at the beginning of the movie with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise go to this party, and you could see in the film that they're being hit on by Tom Cruise being hit on by two girls, and this elder guy is hitting on Nicole Kidman, where you see like the 8-pointed star, where it's like a reference for the as above so low, like a demonic feel.
Oh yeah, the triangle.
Yeah, the triangle. Then there's also the 5-pointed star, and there's also with the 7 rainbows that They kind of reference that to the, from what I hear, is from the like a mind control look onto it, where they kind of reference the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
From the three characters, the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow, where the Tin Man is the Tin Man doesn't have a heart, the Scarecrow doesn't have a brain, then the lion doesn't have any courage. Where they try to I can't say that word. Where they try to control people, I guess in this film through sex, as to lust over it, instead of loving it.
Now, is this a horror? Is this like a psychological?
It's like a psychological.
It's a
psychosexual thriller.
Okay.
It's a drama. Yeah, it's like an erotic. I'll say it's more of an erotic drama.
Okay.
It is. It's very
like
graphic.
a thriller. If it's a thriller, then
I'd say
drama.
Are they tense?
I'll say it's a very
tense moments, like oh my god, what's gonna happen, kind of thing.
Well, if you categorize it as a thriller, it's a very slow-paced thriller. I mean, it like drags for an hour.
It's a drama. It's a drama.
It's a drama.
I'd say it's more of a drama.
It's a drama. If like that would be on HBO. Let's say it like that.
Eyes Wide Shut, the TV show.
Yeah, actually, it is on HBO.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is funny.
He said, how long is the movie, by the way?
It's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours? Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't like this movie when it came out. So we should kind of discuss that. Like, why do you think people didn't like it?
Because they probably didn't like they probably didn't like the message, what the film was trying to explore with marriage.
American marriage is like failing in society.
Yeah, it delves a lot into monogamy and whatnot, and polygamy, and which one has a better bias. And we'll get more into Eyes Wide Shut right after this short break. Please stay tuned.
You want to know which teacher your kids are most likely to choose as a role model this year in school? I'm Donnie Osmond, and it's the person who teaches them about music. Not sports, or English, or history. Music. Are you surprised? Well, you shouldn't be, because music teachers have always played an important role in the lives of their students. They help our kids tap into their natural creativity. They teach them about cooperation and self-discipline. It's a bonus that when kids have learned about scales and clefs, they find math and English concepts easier to grasp. That's because of how music education expands a young person's spatial IQ. Reading poetry or solving an equation is easier if kids know their sharps and flats, and that's a fact. Help your kids get to know their music teacher at school. Get them involved in music this year.
A PSA brought to you by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, and the National Anthem Project, the campaign to restore America's voice through music education. Music, part of a sound education.
Movie releases, DVD rentals, and more here on The Movie Talk on KWDC 93.5 FM.
And you are listening to Movie Talk here on KWDC 93.5. Today is we're talking about directors here on Wednesday, Stanley Kubrick, and we're just finishing, kind of wrapping up a little bit about the movie Eyes Wide Shut. And this is actually Stanley Kubrick's last movie.
His 16th and last movie.
Yeah, his very last movie before he died. I'm wondering, did he die before the movie released, or like
he died like 5 days after
4 days.
4 or 5, like really? 4 days after he gave the print to Warner Brothers. Then
how did he die?
I guess supposedly he died from a heart attack.
Natural death.
He died in his sleep apparently.
Yeah.
But there's some conspiracy.
The ultimate conspiracy is probably because it's based off the Illuminati. Maybe?
Supposedly the story is he got a phone call a couple of days after he released it.
It was The Ring.
and it said like, if you release this film, you will die or your family will be threatened.
Really?
And then the next day or the next night,
6 days later, he got the phone call.
He was dead after that phone call. And
wow, the godfather of conspiracy.
Right?
Yeah, died of a conspiracy. Wow.
Him.
Well, I don't know the validity of that story.
Yeah.
But,
he was pretty old though. I mean, he was pretty old.
He was 70.
Yeah, he was 70. So it could be like natural death.
I think it's just a very interesting coincidence that he died 4 days right after he turned in the film
movie
to Warner Bros. Yeah.
And they still released it too.
Yeah.
In his honor, which is like really cool.
I'm thinking like he pressed the last button to edit. Oh, edit! Say it to Warner Brothers, and he going, "I'm coming, Elizabeth," and he just died or something like that. But definitely, that wraps up our month-long talk about Stanley Kubrick, right?
Yeah, but we should discuss his style. And
Oh, okay, definitely.
What we
Sorry.
like. What are favorite films of his?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So his style.
Sorry,
what would you
people.
guys say his styles?
Ooh,
would be?
his style is
Mysterious.
it's very hard to pin down.
It is. It's
Yeah,
not
because it's like in every movie nowadays, they're
recognizable.
paying tribute to his film. Most
yeah,
of
right.
the known directors now with Christopher Nolan, Paul Thomas Anderson, and also Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got influenced by all those.
Yeah.
influences.
And Steven Spielberg.
He is a very influential director, and I like to say that I think his style, he kind of numbs characters down in a way. I think he, like, sometimes you think that, take 2001, A Space Odyssey, for example. Hal is a very, very vibrant character, right?
I would agree. Yeah.
He's almost like a human, right?
He's more human than
he's
the
more
actual
human almost. Yeah,
astronauts,
exactly. Which is very
You can read
weird.
lips. I can't read
and
lips.
I think,
Especially the part where they try to like take away his memory and
right.
Yeah, you kind of I kind of felt
kinda
sorry
feel
for him.
for
Yeah,
it,
you
right?
kind of
Exactly.
feel for him.
And I think there's something similar in each film about the way Kubrick portrays characters. That sometimes they're devoid of feeling when they shouldn't be, and it's very, very interesting to watch. And then another thing about Kubrick, just the way he uses shots and transitions, especially in like The Shining, he superimposes a lot.
Well, like a lot of tracking shots on that.
A lot of tracking shots
Yeah.
too, and very, very well done tracking shots.
Yeah, wasn't he the one who first invented the tracking shots?
No.
But
or was it just long continuous?
Nah, that's been, that's been done way before.
He perfected it, I would
Oh.
say.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. He brought it back, or he brought it to
Hitchcock.
a different,
Like
he brought it to a different level,
Right.
I guess.
And another thing I like to say is the profile shots that he uses. It's very almost eerie sometimes the way he uses them. It's like it's hard to pin down Kubrick style, but it's definitely if you see it, then you know it's Kubrick.
I feel like his style, in a way, is he likes to adapt really great novels, and he likes protagonists that are kind of bad in a way, where
I want to try that.
In near the end, we kind of sympathize for the protagonists, and near the middle of the movie or the end of the movie, their faces are usually illuminated with a red, and like the whole screen will be red, and he likes to use the color that color a lot.
No,
So
definitely.
kind of like his go-to color, I guess.
Red is the color of the moon, which
I'll
he
say he's
directed.
very he's very.
I'm always gonna.
And he likes to use a lot of zooms.
Yeah,
punch in,
those
punch
zooms,
out.
I thought they were very effective with the with The Shining, where he was able to zoom in, you was able to see some of the ghosts that were appearing in the film, and I thought he was very good in suspense by delivering that focus on zooming in on the character.
Right.
Even in Eyes Wide Shut, where you notice that there were two people wearing in costumes looking at Tom Cruise, and that will give you that hint in viewing it of suspicion that Tom Cruise might have been found out about it, or that somebody might be watching Tom Cruise.
Definitely.
Yeah. Also in Full Metal Jacket, he does it a lot. I thought in Full Metal Jacket, especially in the later war scenes in the film.
Right. And another thing about Kubrick is, we've talked about this before, he's such a perfectionist. He's
Yeah.
such a perfectionist.
Yeah.
That's what makes him stand out, too.
Yeah, and a little fun fact about Eyes Wide Shut, he took 75 takes of Tom Cruise going through a door. And it's crazy. And I think the reason why he did this was because he wanted his actors to forget there's a camera. They're so tired of it that they forget that there's a camera.
Yeah, and also that movie is also the longest film for any film to be in production at 400 days for
It's in the world record book. Anyway, that is our hour.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, this is the last day for discussing Stanley Kubrick as a director. Next Wednesday, please stay. Check us out next Wednesday for Quentin Tarantino. Got a little brain fart there. And please stay tuned for the Ryan and the Repo Man show. Thank you, everybody, and good afternoon.
KWDC LP.